Alright everybody, welcome back. Hope you're all doing well. I just got off Mars today after sitting in Mars for 2 weeks with this chest infection. So it's good to finally be fucking busy and, know what I mean, because the schools are off, and so good to, because I hate sitting about, know what I mean. So anyway, the day I wanted to talk about, rather than talking about a specific individual, I want to talk about an institution. So the institution that I want to talk about today is Shotts Prison, which is in Lanarkshire. It's a long-term prison, so 4 year nut, but I think it's the new. My current understanding is it's like mostly lifers and all this shit, right? So I had been in Berlin for like September 2003 when I got charged, right? My trial started about January 2004. My initial hearing was January, but then my trial started in March 2004 and it lasted for say 2 weeks. So I got sentenced in April, sent back for background reports, all that pish, right, usual. In fucking... What you doing? It's my lizard, fucking nuts, this cunt, man. Oh! Oh! What you doing? Sleeping under the table, fucking nutter. Anyway, aye. So, I'd been in bar about 10 months, right? And as MD it's done time in Scotland, it's been in this place, will tell you, like, Berlin's probably the closest thing in Scotland to fucking, like, Shawshank. Like, a fucking, it just looks like one of these jails, like, you see, like, this big penitentiary, man. It's fucking, just looks like a jail, whereas all these new built jails all look like fucking, to me, they look like colleges with fucking fences and walls around them, but they're still as dangerous inside, you know what I mean? They're still, it's the people make the prison, you know what I mean? Same way they say people make Glasgow or whatever, innit? Fuck. So anyway, I went up to Shotts and then called the NIC, the National Induction Centre. So I landed there in July 2004. And I'll be honest, right, I was apprehensive about going, because see, the thing is, right, see, the year before I went to Shotts, say about 18 months before I went, there was a fucking riot, right? And it wasn't the first one that Shotts had. Shotts had probably had a good few um, disturbances, riots, whatever, right? So I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know what the fuck to expect getting up here, but the good thing is there was a power raise waiting to go up here, so I wasn't walking into a jail where I didn't know MD. Like, there was a couple of guys, there was a guy for Paul I knew, there was a guy for Postal that I knew, and they'd already went up there before I had even fucking got the bus up. And there was 4 days that went up when I went. It wasn't just me myself, but um, there was part of me was looking forward to it, because Berlin, you're fucking sneaked and checked, man. You get fuck all. It's like everything's shite in there, man. But the thing is, it's what MD will tell you. Your time does go quick in there, but at the same time, there's a lot of kind of in and out, in and out. Like, you could be in there, say, 10 months waiting to go to Shotts or fucking anywhere, but there's somebody that's been in like 4 or 5 times, in and out for like that amount of times before you've even fucking started your sentence. So, you kinda, when you're doing time like that, I don't know how other guys feel, but I want to be around people doing the same amount of time as, no the same amount of time, like, doing the same people. Um, so when I went up, like, it was just a completely different regime. It was like fucking, it was almost like you weren't allowed to spend time in your cell. They wanted you to, they had a thing called the cabbage, which was basically where fucking, it was like it was in the telly room. Basically, they called it that because like a lot of guys that had drug issues, addiction issues, would just be sitting cabbaged in there watching the telly. So I mean, guys that weren't got to work, guys that weren't got to the gym, guys that weren't got to education, were all gone here. Now I'd went there a couple of times, like, but it would just be like to break up. Maybe say I wanted the day off education or I couldn't be fucked or whatever, but I knew that when I got that sentence, I thought, I need to fucking do something with this time. I can't come out worse than I went in, because that was my third strike for a violent indictment. That was like my fourth or my fifth indictment for a knife offence in the space of fucking like 5 years. So I was obviously, two of them get dropped, I think. No, it wasn't my fifth indictment for a knife offence. So I had 5 indictments in the space of that time, but 4 of them were for knife crime. And my lawyer was saying to me, he's like, this is when they were handing out all this IPP shit. I don't know if they call it that up here, called something else. I'm sure, fuck knows, but anyway. I'm like that, aye right, I'm thinking my lawyer's just talking shit so that I go to 10 and thought, oh, you're some guy, or that pish, right? But nah, I was getting it to say that in my judge's report. But I got 10 with a 6 extended because I did tell the judge, listen, I do want to reform. And I actually wanted to reform before I even committed that offence. But I didn't know a way out. I didn't know how to do it, how to go about doing it. I didn't know who to talk to. I didn't know where to fucking... Didn't know what the fuck was going on in my life, man. I was just going round in fucking circles, know what I mean? Getting mad with it at the weekends, going out with the boys and fucking boxing, oily gaff, man. Know what I mean? Sometimes getting fucking on the wrong end of it myself, know what I mean? So easy come, easy go, innit? But just... I knew I had to do something, so when I landed in Shotts, I went to education. I asked to go to the education department and I said, what do I have to do to be able to study for a degree? And they're like, oh, you need to do higher English and do this and do that. So just started battering into all these courses. So the equivalent to like hires and no standard grades, but like, so say like back then it was like standard grade and then int 1, int 2, higher. So I was doing all that shit. And then eventually like, I'd apply to the Higher Education Access Board and got accepted, because like the education manager has to go to this board and basically say, aye, he's capable of doing this and I support his application. If she's not, or he's not saying that, you're not getting it. And the SPS fund it. So the SPS, Scottish Prison Service, basically paid for my degree, right? So it was a good way to fucking, what we call in desistance, a hook for change. So a hook for change is basically something that an ex-offender uses to start transforming for somebody who sees themselves as a criminal to somebody who sees themselves as a student, a pro-social role, a student, a son, a husband, a father, all the things, all the roles that will basically keep you on the fucking straight and narrow. Do you know what I mean? So started, that was my first hook for change, education. In every fucking jail I went to, man, no matter where the fuck it was, that's all I ever done. But Shotts is where it started. And the funny thing is, like, I'm not gonna lie, like, I thought Shotts was gonna be fucking carnage when I first went there, but it was actually laid back as fuck, right? And the bits of Shotts that I've been in was the NIC, B Hall and Care House, as I explained, but no in that order. I'd been in the NIC, then Care House. I went between for there to there, and because I was actually on the draft for Glen Oco, and I was like, what, you try to tell me I'm already getting settled in here, making pals, not, and then I need to fucking go away up here, and then, well, how the fuck my visitors got to go up there? I was like, because there was a lot of guys that were getting into the screws. Not a lot of guys, right, but I have heard of a few doing it. They were getting in and gone and send me to B or C hall. They didn't want to go because, like, one of them had actually said, gone and send me to B hall, there's no cameras over there. No cameras over there, that's a fucking good thing. Fuck's sake. But anyway, I went in and said to the screws, I says, listen man, see if you take me off the list for Glencoe, I'll go to the halls. And he's like, I can get you to care house for here. And I was like, alright, can you? Aye. I says, well, if you can do it, then get us it. And they did. And the funny thing is, my young cousin, man, had fucking been diagnosed with leukemia. And see this same Scrooge, he had a fucking... He got... I don't know how he done it. So see Lourdes in France, he got my young cousin, took her there, and they had like a fundraiser and all this kind of shit. So hats off to him. It shows you that there is good people on both sides, you know what I mean? But back to the stories, man. So I was on the tap flat in the NIC, right? And I was pals with this other boy. He was doing a 10 for a culpable homicide, killed somebody by accident, which was it was actually a knife offence, right? He was boxing with a group of boys up the town, and fucking one of them pulled a blade on him, but he had a blade on him, and this other guy died, right? It was his first offence, I know, and his first time ever carrying a blade. You know what I mean? Madness, man. But anyway, me and him used to fucking just sit and puff hash every day, right? There was a guy he was in my section. I don't want to say his name because his brother's basically fucking a name. So you would have heard him if you've read any sort of Scottish true crime, heard about any fucking shit, right? I found this out after all this happened. There was might have been like fucking somebody had a screw bringing all this shit in, but there was like a cunt in every section punting this shit, right? So solid, no green, solid, the old shit. And me and this boy, man, used to fucking just buy all sorts. They were selling it in like £2 bits, like bits for joints basically, cutting it down to fucking that and punting it on. Me and him were just fucking just sitting puffing every day, and the screws didn't even, if they did notice, they weren't fucking caring, right? So they would take you up like the football field and all that, and we'd just be sitting on, see, like the kind of grassy verge. It's like a kind of grassy verge, and it comes down, and then there's like a big red ash pitch right round a full size football field. And we'd just be sitting, it'd be like the summer, and it'd be some day, and because he'd just be sitting rolling joints, and the two of us would be just sitting getting some giggle, man. But obviously, like, you're getting locked behind your door at night, and we had tellies and that, and like, but I was kind of sitting thinking, like, I'm doing the biggest fucking sentence I've ever had, and I had like a girlfriend and all that kind of shit at the time, or pals not, and letters were coming in, man, you're getting letters every week not, but see the more the years pass, the more the letters and all that start dwindling, so you kind of just take it for what it is, you know what, like, fuck it, man, I'm a grown man, know what I mean, I'm not going to sit and fucking bleat about it, I put myself here, so, know what I mean, but the funny thing is, when I was up there wasn't like a lot of violence for the reputation that this place had, which is quite, I don't know, funny, because it's like almost notorious, like that jail is just notorious, and I'm not gonna lie, I think I've been in other jails where it was 100 times more violence than when I was in Shotts, but the funny thing is, like, for they've knocked it down and rebuilt it, I think, like, there's a lot of young guys up there just starting lifers, and the funny thing is, there was some sort of fucking incident in the paper, I think it was like 2018 or something like that, 2019, where they basically they kicked off basically for an argument over whether to watch the darts or whether to watch football. Just shows you, you know what I mean? I think a couple of screws get fucking attacked. So I think, to be honest, right, I think, see, to put a high concentration of young guys in the one jail, that's a fucking recipe for disaster, I think, because a lot of people still get that Pullman head on. When I say Pullman head, they're all still fucking shoot first, ask questions later. Do you know what I mean? There's no reasoning, there's no talking to anybody, it's just attack and attack. Do you know what I mean? Arguing, whatever. So I do think that's a bad idea, man. I think like any jail, you need a mixture between your more seasoned, level-headed guys that have done a bit of time, balanced out with these younger guys, because it's just gonna fucking it's just fucking causing it, know what I mean? But the funny thing is, I know, right, this is fucking crazy, right? So as I says about the guy that was doing 4 year, I remember he came up to my pal, right, and says, I've just got acid in LSD, right? Bart Simpson's. I'd never took acid before, right? But I always kind of wanted to, for some reason, I don't know why. Never tried them, one of the ones, right? Because my pals used to tell me they would hit the giggles, and I don't know, just wanted to get a bash, right? So this boy's came up to my pal, and I was sitting there, and he's like, I've got these acids sent in. Obviously, he done it on the sneak. It wasn't like the fucking screws went up and haunted him. He got them sent in inside something. But some fucking big bruiser cunt from it. See, one of the ones that are just like, here, you fucking, what you got for me? See, one of the ones, he found out that he had them. And the wee cunt was panicking, man, fucking. And he was like to me, my pal, here, he's asking me for these, what do I do with him? I was like, fucking, he has them. And the funny thing is, he didn't even charge us for them, right? He just wanted rid of them. Something like that. So it was free as it took him, right? I took 3 of them, right? 3. And fucking my pal, right, for Pork, he took 2. And the other boy, for Greenock, took 1, right? So there was an old firm game on, right? And I remember sitting watching it, and there was trails coming off of that Craig Bellamy, right? This is how long ago this was, right? I'm sitting watching it, and I'm like, holy fuck, man, these are mental. But then I just couldn't stop fucking laughing. This wasn't like puffing dope. This was fucking, I mean, I should have fucking abs how hard I was laughing at nothing. I was just laughing, right? So my pal for Port, he was laughing at me laughing. He wasn't even laughing at it, he was just laughing at me laughing. And fucking everybody, you could hear my laugh, it sounded like a fucking mental patient, because every cunt kept doing that. Who the fuck's that laughing, right? And my pal, they've kept coming up, and then they'd go off, and my pal be like, he's fucking out his box, right? And there was this mad cunt, his name, he get called Elton John, but he was in for a weird one. Rigged up fireworks, so that when his wife walked in, they would all go off and kill her or blow her up, burn her, I don't know, fucking weirdo. Just get a divorce, mate, you fucking crackpot. So I remember doing a Ravenelli, and I pulled my fucking jail tap up over my head so that nobody would see me laughing. I was just rolling about, man. I must have looked like a pure patient. And I could see him through my tap, like, my pal, what's wrong with him? Because he was English. And he's like, No, nothing, he was just laughing at the telly, but I could see him through my tap and I just couldn't stop laughing because his face was all contorting and all that. So, it's been, the screws have shouted as let the exercise yards open, right? It's a good day. Ended up going out in the yard, right? And obviously, cunts by this time have all tippled, the three of us were out with tits, right? But they would all walk up, and they'd go, many acid you took, and my pal would go one, and they'd go to the other one, many you took, and they'd go two. Then they'd go, many you took, and I'd go three, and see any time they asked me and I told them how many I took, they'd go, three? Like, and see every time they done it, I just felt this rush of adrenaline in my stomach, like butterflies, and it just put me right into one, right? It was like this fucking, it was like a cartoon. It was like a black cloud came out of my head with fucking lightning and rain on it. It just sent me right into a bad trip. Not a bad trip, but, well, if you want to look at it like that, it was a fucking bad trip because a couple of cunts had to take me into a gaff to calm us down because I thought like screws were trying to freak me out and all that, and they didn't know I was fucking out my box, know what I mean? But this screw walked past me in the fucking exercise yard and he looked at me and I was like, and I'm like, he fucking knows. Oh Jesus, man, that was fucking horrendous, right? So these cunts have took me up to a gaff, calmed us down. This boy from Ballanark pure chilled us right out, man. So I've calmed down, right? And my self-talk's kicking in. I'm like, you're just mad with it, just calm down, you're just mad with it, not. So they've shouted us for the dinner, right? And every Sunday I think you got a bridie with chips and beans, right? So I wasn't even fucking hungry, but I just like, get something in your stomach, it might absorb it, fucking take your buzz off you, fuck knows, right? Because I've never took them since, and I won't, but fucking, went down and got my dinner, right? And I'm looking at the plate, right? And see the chips. The chips looked like they were wriggling, like moving, right? See the beans looked like they were getting like big, small, big, small, big, small, like growing, going down, and I'm looking and then see the bridie was going ba-dum, 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 like there was a fucking heart beating in it. And I swear to God, man, I was just like, I was actually like that to myself, right? You're just tripping, fucking eat it, you're just tripping. It was fucking, oh Jesus, man. But, see, cause it was a weekend, right? In the jail you get locked up like, say, half four, no half four, about half five, quarter to six, depending on what jail you're in. And that's you right through to the next morning, and see the fucking, excuse me, see when I was lying in my Peter, fucking hell. It was just like I was on a come down or something. Oh, flipped, man. That was fucking, I was only about, what, 22 at the time? Know what I mean? But, no fucking do that again. Fuck's sake. But, I don't really have any bad memories, obviously, of that place. Obviously, day times, it's what you're there, there's nothing you can do, you just need to fucking get through it. You just need to fucking take one day at a time, especially doing a big fucking sentence, know what I mean? But even the fucking, yeah, wait to hear this, right? In B Hall, man, what a fucking laugh, right? There was a screwed Danny Dub his name is, right? He looked like fucking that old villain out of Supergran. Can't mind the cunt's name, but anyway. See my wee pal for Wishaw, right? Know what he used to do? He used to hit the riot bell, right, and run and hide in the fucking, in the showers and all that, right? So, I used to wait till he was doing it, right? And I would go and stone away down the end of the section so that when the screws all came running in and they see me, they just know there's no way I could have got for the bell to the end of that corridor that fast, right? So I used to stand down the bottom of the section, right? And my pal, he would fucking... he was out his box doing it all the time, man. He'd hit the right bell, right, and see when you hit that, obviously it tells the screws where to go. So he would hit it and then he would sprint round the corner and jump in the shower, pull the shower curtain shut. And because there was no cameras in B-Hall and that then, and he would run and jump in the fucking shower and pull the curtain shut. And I'd be standing down the bottom, just standing like that, aye, what's happening, right? And they would all come fucking running round, and they would all be standing pure like, pure as if, how you the only cunt standing here? But you couldn't go for the bell to the end of that corridor in that space of time. So they knew it wasn't me, but just watching their faces, man, it was priceless, man. Do you know what I mean? They must have fucking... And that Danny Dub up, know what he used to do, right? You'd be sitting in a gaff, right? Now I'm sitting on one of these chairs with the fucking wheels and the swivel on it. And you'd be sitting in a Peter on the bottom flat, and you would just see this fucking... He would actually go up and down sections on this chair, right? Like pushing himself like this. Know what I mean? And looking in all the Peters to see what these were all fucking doing. Fucking nutter, man. But Danny Dub, what a cooking he had, man. Looked like one of the baddies out of Dick Tracy or something, I cunt. But other than that, man, like, never really had any kind of bad experiences with the place, even though it does have that reputation. And like, I think they know it's fucking probably mental, know what I mean? Especially with kind of all this legal high stuff, and that's in every jail, but that's all other place, it's not just in there, do you know what I mean? That's one of the most horrible things that I've ever seen, like, happen to the prisons with drugs. Because obviously when I first went into Shotts, you never heard of that wasn't even about. Do you know what I mean? There was just guys smoking dope, me taking the fucking the trips, guys smoking kit and all that. It depended what the individual was into. Like, I never took kit or anything, obviously, because I had my dad and ma took it, and I seen what it done to people, and so I kind of grew up around it. Know what I mean? No seeing them doing it, but seen the effects. Know what I mean? So just one of the things I've just wouldn't have fucked about with, because I knew how strong it's meant to be and all that and all, but see now you probably don't even see any kind of drugs like that now, know what I mean? It's for fucking all this mad shit, and it's sending guys off their fucking nuts, know what I mean? Like, just sending people over the edge. And what else is it? That street volume, I know cunts are taking, never took that either, just get enough fucking problems, know what I mean? But I just wanted to come on, can I talk about that? Because obviously there's a lot of high profile guys up there and that and all, and some of them are just like they're your average guys, and are seeming on the surface average, but people are in prison for a reason. Can't really think off the top of my head any kind of people that you were just like, whoa, like, apart from that moaning, that, know what I mean? Wasn't it what you'd expect it to be for a fucking mad? Because I remember I'd be reading the papers when I was in Shotts, and there would be like a football team, because Shotts had it saying football team, no away games obviously, right? So the team would have to come into Shotts to play, right? And I remember, so I was in B-Hall at the time, I think, or was I in the NIC, fuck knows, doesn't matter. And I remember reading in the paper about this fucking football match, and the way the Daily Record described it, right? And I knew every cunt out watching that game, spectating, it was all your quieter guys. And it said, a baying mob of bloodthirsty prisoners. And I'm like, what the fuck, man? How did he get away with printing that shit? Do you know what I mean? But, fucking mad. But I remember one time, right, this is a funny, right, I remember during the World Cup in 2006, right, the kitchen had a fucking, it's like a competition. If you guess who's it got to be the top scorer and how many goals, if you're the closest prediction, you'll get a 3-course meal fucking in here they could cook. So it's not like they were just cooking for 100 people, 400 people, 500 people, but the grub's got to be shite. This was Gucci swag, right? So if there was MD you didn't want fucking winning this shit, this was the cunt that won it. It would be like somebody that's been packing all their days winning the lottery, right? But the cunt was in my shed, right? My work shed. I was sitting reading my book in my textbook, right? And they're all sitting in a circle and they was going on about what he had, and it was like, wasn't actually caviar, but it was hitting out with this mad fucking kind of good sounding grub, right? And he's gone, we had the fucking and for the main course we had stuffed pheasant with whatever the fuck it was, right? And then see when they got to talking about the dessert, he says and for the dessert we had Alabama fudge cake, right? And there was a pure silence, man. And I couldn't done at him. What, do you have to fly in for Alabama? I was like, did you just fucking say that there? Aye mate, they FedEx the fucking chocolate gatto for fucking the deep south. Fucking, oh Christ man, not in. Black Forest gatto. Or what, do you have to get it for the forest? Fucking mental, man. Mad, but the good thing is, I know, like, a lot of people had, like, mutual respect in there. I know there was like, Kilmarnock was like that too. Met a lot of good boys down there. Do you know what I mean? But in fact, it was a lot of really good boys down there, man. Couldn't speak any highly of a lot of them. Good few of them, man. But aye, that was just my experience of Shotts. But obviously you'll hear, probably hear more cunts fucking saying how dodgy it is. Hear that lizard, pure heavy. It's like he's looking at me out the corner of his eye, the cunt. He's listening to me, he's tuning in or something. Here, watch this, right? There! Oh! Yeah. Like this cunt. Oh, you tuning in? You tuning in? What, say hi? Say hi. Spike. Go kid. Who's that? Here the troops. Say hello. Say hello to my little friend. Ho ho. Go and say hiya. Aye, he's my pal. Get a fucking lizard and a snake. a wee corn snake. He's burrowed in now, but this cunt's nuts, man. Well, the snake's fucking nuts, I know. He fucking can't take your eyes off him. He fucking disappears down pipes and comes back up the fucking sink. Know what I mean? But this is my wee pal Spike. Wayne loves him, know what I mean? I love him, I know. He's fucking class, man. Look. You say hello. Oh, one. My pal, ain't you? What were you in for? Were you in the TinPail, aye? Aye, so no really that, and it might be interesting. I don't know if you've not been there, but it's not the blood curdling fucking tales you were probably expecting, know what I mean? Because like I said, it wasn't really my experience up there. Like, you didn't really hear a lot of guys getting, like, somebody getting ripped up there when I was there was actually, it was really few and far between. Like, I can't even really remember off the top of my head it happening, and I genuinely mean that. Like, you maybe had a box and a gaff or something, but don't really remember off the top of my head, like, somebody getting ripped or weighed in, whatever. When I was there, I mean, but it's obviously it's happened, and I know a few cases it happening, but I wasn't there, so I can't really fucking speak on it, know what I mean? But I'm got to boost now and fucking get something to eat and that, so hope you enjoy tuning into that, know what I mean? And I'll be back soon.